fuel prices, increases, things of that nature. And the convention itself is about 2.5 days. It normally anywhere from 35 to 40,000 people attend in those 2 days. There's 1 million square feet of exhibit space, and this includes some of the aircraft can actually be inside the convention centers itself. Helicopters are in there. All the major oil companies, Shell, Phillips, et cetera, are all there. All of the major modification centers, paint facilities are all represented. Companies that are starting up, wanting to get involved in maintenance and modification, stripping and painting, are there, always looking for contacts. It's a great networking. There are probably 500 or so vendors, people that are there. It's just, if you've never been to something like that, it just knocks your jockey shorts clean off of you when you walk in. It's just amazing, and it's busy. There's they have seminars for almost everything that affects not just aviation, the flying part of it, but with the service organizations such as in the airport, such as we have, because there's other people that have common problems just like we have, I'm sure, here in this area. But to network and establish some relationships with people that have the ability to, and have the foresight and money to possibly move into the area. I think it's a well worth the effort to join. And man, at $178, I might even join again. But it is. It's well worth it. And I think that Shalon, by going to this, I think it would be eye-awakening and able to meet with like type. I mean, the airport administrators are there. Some of the high-end discussions are there, and you really get a feel of what's going on in general aviation across the country. So
I'd like to speak to that as well, because I know if there's an opportunity for us to look at the budgets, we're looking at budgets. There's lots of municipalities that attend NBAA that are there representing their area, and if we really do want to put ourselves out on the map, having a booth there, networking, like John said, is almost invaluable to be able to have a booth there.
I don't know what the booths cost now, but you know, they weren't giveaway prices.
No,
you know,
it's an expensive endeavor,
and
but it's, I think the mileage that we get is.
well, I'm sure, you know, and the airport, the potential here, I've always thought is just fantastic, and I think that it needs to be sold. And without a quote salesman that's going out and covering the country and airline fares and rental cars that she's going to have to visit all these places, plus the fact of trying to make an association, a meeting with somebody, that's time consuming. You go there, man, you've got thousands of people, and you're not a stranger. I mean, everybody is, they're willing to talk, they're willing to listen, and all of them will give ideas of who to meet, who to talk to. You need to see this person, you need to see that person, and it's just, like I said, it's a great networking opportunity.
Thank you.
I think
very
you
much
should go.
I mean, is that something that you could do some research for us on booth space and?
Oh, yeah,
what it would
yeah,
take
I've got
and
all
just
that,
kinda
they send
develop it
that
up?
to me, that information. I thought at least, I think maybe a board member or two might have mentioned they might be going.
This is already Gerald.
Yeah,
Where
probably
is
for
it
other,
this
it's in Orlando,
Orlando.
Florida, yeah. But
Here's one
I just
thing.
thought the membership deal and getting that price for that was really a good opportunity. And if we make it to that this year, next year, whatever it may be, would be really, it'd be beneficial. But in the you know, scheme of things right now, I think the biggest thing was just being on that list and that mailing list and making sure they know, here we are, we're still out here.
I will say one more thing, it's okay. In the years that I've been in aviation, and when we first got started, there are a lot of cities that were involved, and we could go, Kansas City, St. Louis, a lot of Baltimore, Cincinnati, all of them. But it's gotten so big with the static display of 200 or so aircraft and the floor space and the hotels that have to be required, that I believe at this point there's only 3 cities right now, Orlando, New Orleans, and Las Vegas. Are the 3 cities. And they're located there, and one of the reasons there's hotels all located around. And it's easy, in fact, it's even walking distance sometimes. So it's easy to get around, but it's just a great venue.
Just wear your tennis shoes.
Yeah.
It's a long way.
And also, just another thing, I'm shifting gears here a little bit, as far as getting our name out there and being recognized, or I guess, if you will. Just also want to mention that, about the meeting that we had with Director Vic Berg with the Oklahoma Aeronautics Commission last month on May 9th. If you guys, I handed out the pictures of the terminal building. I told you last month I'd bring them again. And if you will, take that with you. These are just some of the things that they've been doing as far as terminal buildings. And I just recently found out that the cost of those terminal buildings was about, or excuse me, OAC was only giving out about $275,000 some time ago. I think, isn't that the right figure? Toby was telling us that. But now it's $500,000 that they give out for that terminal building to have one made for sponsor match. But I just wanted to bring these and show you the different pictures on here. So we all met with the Aeronautics Commissioner, or excuse me, Aeronautics Director, and it was a very positive and enlightening meeting. Part of the discussion was about a new terminal building and then how the FAA looks at the airport and regards to the 2 cities. Then I wondered if Bruce might just speak to, please, just some of that meeting. You know, it's basically along the same lines, just a little bit of the stuff that we did talk about in that meeting. And the meeting was between both city managers and myself.
I think more than anything else, what we wanted to do is start establishing the relationship between this airport and the OAC. As we go forward, we determine what our goals and our vision are for this airport and the 2 communities. We want to make sure and bring the OAC along and have their help both at the state level and in our communications with the FAA about what we're trying to get accomplished. So more than anything else, we want to go out and show that the 2 communities are working together and that we're creating the vision for our airport as we go forward, and making sure that the OAC knows what we're wanting, and they're also desiring to help us. And so as we went through that discussion, I think they're very happy that they have 2 city managers there. They're working in unison instead of coming there to hopefully play arbiter between a dispute. So actually, I think Vic appreciated that very much, and I think they're probably going to do everything they can to help out the communities to grow this airport and make it into what we want.
So that meeting was on a Monday, and the following Thursday, I attended the Oklahoma Aeronautics Committee meeting that was May 13th. Towards the end of that meeting, Director Byrd started talking about one of the state's premier regional business airports in north central Oklahoma, and over 100 base aircraft, several businesses on the airport. That's when I kind of perked up. I was like, is he talking about us? He was bragging to his commissioners about the meeting he had just had with Guthrie-Edmond Regional Airport and the 2 city managers, and how everyone was on the same page. And it was really very encouraging, he said. And overall, I think Director Byrd was impressed with the 2 member cities having a unified outlook in the future of the airport. And that's basically what he was telling his commissioners at this meeting, just, you know, the Thursday after. So it was kind of cool. I thought, while I was bragging on this to his commissioners, kind of planting the seed. It kind of looked like to me, at least I'm going to look at it that way. All right, moving on to item 5, airport manager activities. just continue to do the Chamber Coffee Network attendance, volunteered, or letter A, letter B, volunteered for the Guthrie's Red Brick Block Party, June 4th. If you haven't been out there yet, you need to go. It was a lot of fun. You need to volunteer. July 2nd, they're gonna have fireworks. So come out and volunteer and join in the fun. It's gonna be really neat. And then letter C, we are in the process of getting ready for our fly-in on September 24th. And it looks like we hope it's gonna be as good as last year. I'm sure it will. So we'll have a meeting tonight if anybody wants to stay for that.
Moving on to item 4, I'm going to kind of combine items 4 and 5. Item 4, discussion and summary of our quarterly airport meeting. I think everybody knows now that both city managers for Edmond and Guthrie, along with myself and Dick and Shalon and the airport engineer, had a meeting, what was it, last week?
June 9th.
June 9th. Yeah, that's right, June 9th. All right.
I have the date.
But we met once again to kind of strategize and start developing the long-term and fairly short-term goals of the airport. Some of the things that did come, just some kind of brief things. The RCO that we're looking at requesting for the airport looks like we may actually be able to, we'll find out from the engineer, but we may be able to actually throw that into the lighting scheme for the upgrade in lighting from the FAA, which would save us a bunch of money on that deal. So he was looking into that, just kind of tossed around several ideas, looking at the long-term potentials of new terminals, or the terminal, not terminals, but maybe one day multiple terminals. But the terminal, just planning ahead, not predicting, but trying to predict the future and moving forward. It was a great meeting, actually. I think we got a lot accomplished, which kind of segues into the short-term items that we had talked about as the board had kind of put together a series of items that we wanted to do, and how we start making motions to start enacting those and getting those, as I call them, smalls, if you will. Some are small, some are big, but start kind of tackling some of this list to start making some immediate upgrades. And then both Bruce and Larry are going to meet here shortly, sit down and start hammering away those dollars, kind of chipping points, and start spending some money, to be quite honest with you. So as we're moving forward and taking care of those items. So a very productive meeting. I felt excited about it when we left. And Dick, I don't know if you want to add anything else to it, but it's an exciting time. Both cities are striving to move the airport forward, and really we've got a great momentum. And John jumping on board with us, I just think it's going to enable us to continue moving forward. So I'm excited.
Yeah, there's a
continue to be
new
more
energy,
excited.
I think, really.
Yeah, I think so, and I noticed in our town, I was visiting a couple of our council people just over the phone, that they were really perked up about the whole deal. They wanted to be kept in the loop.
Excellent, excellent. So once again, I think both Dick and I have offered our services, and whoever else on the board, if we need to speak before councils, we're happy to do that. I open that up again to both Bruce and Larry.
Yeah, and we'll take you up on that.
So we're excited, and we'll just keep plugging along, and we'll continue to report back to the board as things solidify more and start getting everybody's input. So thank you.
And Brandy.
What's that?
Brandy.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing, quickly. I'm glad you brought that up. Probably a big important.
Well, you hit all the other ones.
Yeah, big important piece of what we're doing now, and